Hi Flosstube, remember me? It's Miska1 here again. It's been a while since I've done a video, but I'm back again, at least for today, to kind of show you what I've been doing for the last year, almost. So have a drink, get your stitching, and I guess let's get started. Hopefully some of you will remember me as Miska1, or if you are new to my channel, my name is Jen. I will be showing you some stitching, some knitting, not a whole lot of stash because I haven't been buying a whole lot lately. I've just been trying to concentrate on actually using what I have. It's finally a nice day here, so I'm gonna do this outside. Hopefully you can hear me and hopefully it won't be too loud. But yeah, this has been probably one of the worst summers I can remember. We have had rain almost every day, and it's not, you know, plus 30 during the day and then it like rains during the night and cools everything down, that nice type of rain. No, it's been like crazy storming, and we had hail the size of tennis balls, not here at my house but in the surrounding areas of Edmonton. So it's been not a great year. So I'm finally outside, enjoying my deck. I have a beverage because I'm going to celebrate today and the nice weather, and yeah, so hopefully the weather is a little bit nicer where you guys are, and you're enjoying your summer. I know for myself, summer is usually when I don't do a lot of stitching because I have a hard time stitching outside. I find the light just reflects really bad off of the white paper, and I have a really hard time with it. So I do knit quite a bit more in the summer than I do stitch because I do want to be outside, but this year it's been a little bit opposite because of the crappy weather that we've been having. So anyways, so yeah, this is gonna be probably a bit of a mess because I have not a lot of projects to show you that I've been working on. I've been trying to focus on just a few things, but because it's been so long, I do have quite a few finishes from last year that I never got a chance to show you. So maybe we'll start there and then we'll move on to maybe what I've kind of done so far this year. So you get the exciting stuff first. So last year there were 3 projects, well there was more than 3, but I did manage to finish 3 of the projects that I had wanted to. One of them I never finished last year. I actually finished it early this year, but it's done now. So one of the projects that I was working on, you'll have to forgive me, they're very wrinkled because they've been sitting in a drawer. One of the projects that you might remember is this one. Oh, you're not going to be able to see that. Let's see what we can do here. This is Pandora's Box, and this was a freebie by Elizabeth Almond, and it consists of black work, pulled thread work, cross stitch, something. Those are the ones where, which ones are those? I think that is an example of the CC. Yeah, so I finally finished this. I'm very happy with the way it turned out, even though it was not my favorite piece to stitch on. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I do think I'm going to finish this into a pillow because it is perfectly square. I just have not found the time to do it yet. So that is what it now looks like. Ah, wind. So, actually, let's do this. Now you can see the whole thing. So that is pretty much what it looks like. I do have to say I enjoyed certain blocks more than others. Like this one, I absolutely love this one. I don't know why. This one right here. I think it looks so cool with the variegated threads, so. But yeah, so this one is finally done. And like I say, I'm happy I did it. I'm happy with the way it turned out. I need to, like I say, just fully finish it. And I'm thinking a pillow because it is perfectly square. So that is the first, well, one of the ones that I finished. They are in no particular order because I don't remember. So the next one that I will show you that I finished is the Fantasy Cell by Lakeside Needlecraft. And I finally got this one done. I think last time you saw it, there were 3 blocks that needed to be done. So the dragon, the little gnome, and this July fairy. So if you guys don't remember, I changed all the colors in this. Wind, cooperate with me. I changed all of the colors in this to hand-dyed either silks or cottons that I had in my stash. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I do know though that, and I said in my last video too, that some blocks I was really happy with and other ones I was kind of meh about, and I don't know, stitch alongs just aren't for me. I'm happy I did it, I'm happy, but I'm also happy it's done, because I think I was about a year behind everybody else, and I just found that really, not stressful, but maybe a little stressful that I couldn't keep up with everybody because I had so many other things that I wanted to do. So, but yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm happy with the conversions that I did. I think probably this one, and I really love the way my mermaid turned out. Is, I guess, probably my favorite blocks on this one. So, but yeah, I'm really happy with it. Yeah, so that is done. Again, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it now that it's completed, but it's sitting in my drawer where all my finishes tend to be. This, if you don't remember, was stitched on 32 count Belfast in Crystal Pansy by Picture This Plus as well too. So it does have a nice sparkle to it, which I don't think that you can really see, but it is there, but it's very subtle, and that just kind of adds to the whole fantasy aspect of this one. So that one got finished as well. Both this and Pandora's Box I did finish last year. So that was one of the goals that I had, is I wanted to finish up all my small mini projects and small projects. So basically anything that wasn't full coverage I was aiming to complete, and I didn't quite get there, but those two I did actually finish. The other one that I also finished last year was Quaker Gone Spooky by Michelle Inc. And this one was stitched on 32 count Belfast linen in Rock Quarry by Silkweaver. This one I love. I'm so happy with the way it turned out. You will probably remember that tree. Let's see here. A lot of extra fabric on this one, so try and so that is my finished Quaker Gone Spooky. I love the fabric. I just love this piece. So there is the amazing weeping tree and angels with the bats and all the tombstones. And again, I'm just super pleased with this. Let's see if I can. So that was one of the ones that I had to finish. Then the gate all down at the bottom. Oh, I love this piece. She has released another one. It's another Quaker one. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it would be a perfect companion to this piece, and it is on my list to get later on, but as I said before, I'm trying really hard to use what I have in my stash. I have so many patterns, like, as I'm sure we all do, but I'm trying really hard to just use what I have, right? I mean, if there's something that I really love, I will buy it, but I'm trying not to do those impulse buys where you just buy like a whole bunch of things. And the couple patterns that I've bought in, which has only been, actually, I made 3 orders, 2 patterns. One pattern was by itself. The other one I got at camp, and then I placed a small order with Clouds Factory because Clouds Factory. But the one that I bought at camp, I had actually been thinking of, and I couldn't get it out of my head, and I've been thinking about it for probably at least a good year. So I didn't feel bad about that one, but I'm trying really hard not to just do the impulse buy and just buy what I want. So, but this one, the companion piece, is definitely one that I would love to do. I do have, like I say, a fair amount of fabric all the way around it because I cut it too short the first time. I didn't want to make that mistake again, so so there's that one, which I actually finished last year as well. So I was pretty proud of that. I think I finished this one around Halloween, or right before Halloween, so that is the Quaker Gone Spooky. The other one I got finished, which I did not complete last year. It was one of the ones I was aiming to, but did not happen. But it was done early this year, is my Gathering Honey by Plum Street Sampler. And this one I finished early this year. And this is how this one turned out. This was stitched on 28 count Highland 1/1. I love the little rooster that she's taking for a walk. It's probably my favorite part of the whole chart. This bottom band, I love it, but holy crap, that took forever to stitch. I stitched this one 1/1 because I wanted it really super tiny, so it is. It's only, I don't know, like what, 10 inches maybe across and maybe 5 inches wide. I don't know. I love the tiny stitches. I love it. So there is that one. This was a really, really fun stitch. It was a lot more work than I originally expected it to be, but I'm really happy with it. So very happy with it. Just need to do something with it now. So those are all the projects that I was working on last year that have gotten finished. I've made progress on some other ones. I did have 2 other finishes that I've managed to do. They were both new starts this year. The first one was a pattern that the lovely Kim in Canada, hi Kim, look at, doing a video, that the lovely Kim in Canada gave to me. And it was a Janlin pattern. It was the coffee chalkboard, I think. I have since passed on that pattern, so I don't have it anymore. But here is my little tiny finish. I did this on the same fabric as I did my coffee Quaker on. So they will be going together in my kitchen and they will match nicely. This was a really fun stitch. It was super fast to do. It went by really fast. I did my own colors because obviously this was the chalkboard series, so you were supposed to do it on black fabric with the white thread, because I wanted it to match. I can't remember the colors I did. I want to say one is Weeks Dye Works, I want to say Pecan Pie, and the other one is Espresso. So the lighter that I did for all the stitches would be the pecan, and I did the espresso for the border and all the French knots and the back stitching. And I am super excited about it. I love it. It's so cute. So cute. Yeah, and like I say, it was really fast. Really super fast to do, so. The other one that I started and finished, I actually gave away, so I don't have it anymore, but I will show you a picture. If you don't remember, I did do the butterfly lace of the Victoria Sampler. This is the butterfly lace. This one actually has 2 patterns in it. It has this one here in the pink with the daisies, and then it also has this one here with the yellow butterfly and the hydrangeas. It's pretty much the same pattern. You just flip it a different way, but the main body of it is pretty much the same. You just do different things on top of the base that you stitch. My friend loves butterflies and she loves the color pink. I don't do pink, even though I had bought in both kits for this. So her birthday was coming up and I decided I was gonna do her the pink version of it. So I did do this for her. and I will show you a picture of how it turned out. This is just from my Instagram, but that is a picture of how mine turned out. I framed it the exact same way I framed my bumblebee one, just a plain white shadow box. I put a pink piece of, oh, what do you call it? Cardstock? Card making paper behind it, just to act as a matting. It was acid free, and that's all I did. And then I just framed it and stretched it and gave it to her for her birthday, and she was super happy with it. I wasn't actually working with her that day, so what I had done is I had just put it in her work vehicle, and she saw it. So I wasn't there to see her reaction, but she did send me numerous texts afterwards, and she sounded pretty excited. So that was how that turned out. If you want to see some progress pictures on this, you can go to my Instagram page. I will link that below, and you can look at the progress of it on there. I love these charts. I just love the variety of them. I love the pulled thread work. I love the little bit of heart hanger that goes with it. And they go by so fast. Like, I think I did this, I had done most of the base in like just over a day. So it went by super fast. And then the little bit of stitching, making the butterfly actually wasn't as intimidating as doing the bee was, now that I kind of had an idea of what I was doing. So it went a lot easier then, and it was a lot less nerve-wracking than the other one. So I did do that one for her. I'm going to still do this one. I will do it for myself though, and then I'll at least have one of this pattern as well too, so for myself. So those are all the things I finished stitching wise in the last 8 months. I guess it's been that long, 8, 9, 10, maybe 10 months since I last checked in with you. I guess now I will show you what I have been working on. I have had a new start, which I'm debating about. I'm not sure if I'm entirely happy with the threads and the fabric I have chosen. But I will show you this one. This one is by the Primitive Hare. I don't know if I have a black and white. This is Crow's Lullaby by Primitive Hare. I have loved this chart for quite a while, so I was really happy to start it. I wanted to use, again, stuff from my stash. So I had pulled some threads out. So the first one is Gloriana Royal Plum. And it is kind of a, I don't know if you can see, something right. It is kind of a purpley, bluey, browny, you can't really see, browny, bluey kind of color. And I had pulled out a hand-dyed cotton, and this is Nevermore by Jodrey. Again, you can't really, it's kind of like a bluish, blackish, brownish color. So I started stitching, And I was doing 2/2 on 25 count. And the show through was really bad. So I've had to up it up to, instead of 2 strands, 3 strands. And I'm not sure if I'm entirely sold on it, because it's going to be quite large doing it 2/2. I did try 1/1, and I wasn't entirely happy with it being quite so tiny. So I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to carry on with this or if I'm going to restart. You can't really tell, but this is Rock Quarry. This is the opalescent though. It is a gold opalescent. I was expecting kind of subtle, like very similar to the fantasy cell that I had done, but this is like, holy smokes, this is gold. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with it, if I'm gonna carry on. I'm actually a little bit more happy with it now that I haven't looked at it for a while. So I might just carry on with it. I don't know. It's up for debate still. But this is My Crow's Lullaby by the Primitive Hair. Oh, so what I was gonna do is this is the Royal Plum. I was going to use that for all the lettering. Because I'm using 3 strands, I'm going to have to probably get at least, I'm thinking 1 to 2 more skeins of it, just because it's going through floss crazily. And then I was going to use the Nevermore for the birds in the trees on the side. So basically for all of this, I was going to use the Nevermore for. So again, I'm debating if I'm going to stick with it or not. Like I say, I'm a little bit more happy with it now that I look at it, but see, there you can see. Look at how gold that is. Like, yes, I'm talking about you. Yeah, it's just really super sparkly. So we'll see. I might stick with it. I haven't actually worked on it for quite a while. So yeah, like I say, pulling it out now, I actually feel a little bit differently about it. So I've started that. I've done some work on Florentina. Not a lot of work, but I did work on her last camp. If you remember, I started this probably about 2 years ago with fabric that the lovely, hi Kim, had dyed and sent me. And oh, by the way, every time I show this at camp, somebody tells me that you need to start dyeing fabric and selling it. So FYI, keep that in mind. If you ever like need a second job, changing career, whatever you want to do, something on the side, every time somebody tells me that you should start doing that. So last time you had seen her, I had done about half of her arm, and I'm stitching it 1/1. So I did manage to get her arm finished. I did backstitch it right away because I just wanted to make sure that it kind of lined up. I started doing the pillar on her underneath her hand because I wanted to know how close I actually got with doing 1/1. I think I'm actually half a stitch off, but who knows where, who knows why. I ain't fixing it. It's fine. It still looks like a hand. So that's as far as I've gotten done. I'm looking forward to, now that her arm is done, working on her again some more. But I think so that is what she will look like. if you're not sure. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to work up. I want to get all the over one done. And let's face it, her body and her face is going to be like crazy. That's going to take like forever. I just know it. But I want to do that first, and then I will, once all the hard part's done, you know, like 2 hours in like a weekend, and it'll be done, right? That's the way I always think that. I'm always wrong. But once her skin is done, she will stitch up super fast. And yeah, I just, like I say, one of those people, I always kind of like to get the hard or the not fun parts done first. So that's going to be my goal, is I'm going to work my way up and do her lovely face. And then I will go down and do her lovely cat. So that's how far I have gotten on her. So I'm happy with it. The over one skin just looks so good. It looks so good when it's done. So and I do love this piece. Not just because of the cat, primarily because of the cat, but not just because of the cat. So I'm gonna probably work on this again next camp, see how far I can get with it. If I don't hit any of her skin, I should be able to get maybe a significant part of her, like the top part of her dress done, is what I'm thinking over a day at camp, because I find aside from the skin, the mirrors actually stitch up very fast. They're not confetti heavy or anything, so they go by pretty good. So I'm looking forward to that. I guess I will throw in a life update. If you have not followed me on Instagram, or we're not friends on Facebook, then I guess I will tell you I got another couple cats over Christmas. So that brings my total up to 6. I am officially one of those crazy cat ladies. I can admit that. That's not why I'm out here doing the video, because I don't want to, it's not that I don't want to show them to you, but they are crazy. The house is a lot of fun. My friend informed me of a lady that she breeds Bengals, so Bengal cats. And she heard through her sister that she had a kitten that had a heart murmur. So with the heart murmur, you can't guarantee what their life is going to be. And these are normally very expensive cats. So she could not take the kitten at the time because she had, I can't remember what she had, but she had something going on with her cats, and it was just, it's where they get the goopy eyes and kind of the runny nose. It's almost like a cold, but it goes from one cat to the other, to the other, to the other. So she could not, she had that going through her house at the time. So she did not want to bring in a new cat at the time. She told me about it. So off we drove in the middle of winter to this lady's house, and to meet this little tiny kitten. She was so cute, so adorable. She's the sweetest thing. She's, like I say, crazy. And that is a picture of her there. And her name is Kiki. But like I say, she does have a heart problem. When I took her to the vet to get spayed, the vet took an x-ray of her chest, and she said that the heart is already changing its shape to accommodate the murmur that she has. So this is something that she's going to have for the rest of her life, and it shouldn't cause any health problems, but it could lead to a sudden decline in her health at an earlier age. So anyways, I had to take this little kitten home. I had to take her. So I have her, and also when we were there, she was retiring one of her mum Bengals. She literally had just gotten her spayed. She still had the stitches in her belly, and while I was kind of crouched down and playing with Kiki with a little toy and stuff like that, this other, her name was originally Lancome, like the cosmetic. We just call her Mama because she's the mama cat. She jumped up onto my lap and refused to get down, and when I picked her up, I scooped her up and she nuzzled her face into my neck, and I was sold. Couldn't just leave her there. So, and this is a picture of Mama, and she has the most stunning green eyes ever. So those are the two new additions to my house. So yeah, so like I say, they're a lot of fun. Kiki's a little terror. She just terrorizes almost everybody in good fun. She doesn't really get into fights with them, but it was a little bit of a interesting Christmas trying to get 6 cats to all get along over the holidays. So they're all good now though. So so yeah, that's my house. That's my cat update. Yeah. So when I actually took her in to get spayed Kiki, my vet is awesome. They're like, because of the heart murmur, we can't, the longer she's under anesthetic, the more complications can arise, blah, 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 blah. So they actually had done it so both vets would actually be in the clinic at the same time. In case something happened to her, then they could both like immediately stop what they were doing and attend to her. And thankfully nothing happened, but they did give her to the more experienced veterinarian that could like quickly put her under, do the surgery, and like pull her back out. So everything went well. She had no problems, but it's something that I just have to be very cautious about with her going forward. She actually gave me a good trick too to kind of monitor how her heart was doing. So basically when she's like completely relaxed, like sleeping or just like, you know, really just relaxed, you actually count their breaths, and she said if she hits 30 to call her immediately and bring her in, but about 20 to 25 is good, but 30 to 40 is bad. So every once in a while when she does actually settle down, I try and do that and kind of keep an eye on it, and she's been really good so far. So but like I say, it's just something that I have to be a little cautious of going forward. I know lots of cats, lots of people have heart murmurs, so it's not that uncommon, but like I say, it could lead to a shorter life for her. Anyways, enough about that. So I have 2 new cats because I'm crazy. Okay, so I tied that into the cat in Florentina, so go figure. So the other thing that I have been working on, I guess I'll show you my other new start that I ended up taking a trip through the Union to Waskesiu, which is Prince Albert National Park in Saskatchewan. If people tell you that Saskatchewan is boring and flat, don't listen to them. For all of Saskatchewan, the drive I had out there was about 7.5 hours, and it was gorgeous. It was like full of trees and like just not mountains or anything like that, but there were like trees, and like the road was like so just windy and twisty, and it was just hilly. It was beautiful. It was such a nice drive out there. We saw some wildlife, we saw some elk, and we saw some deer, and it was amazing. So when I went out there, it was a 5-day course. I wanted to take something with me, but I didn't want to take 100 colors or anything hugely complicated. So I decided I was going to have a new start. And this is care of the lovely Kim in Canada A as well. So this is, she ended up gifting me these. There's actually 4 of them. They are Firewing designs. This is Paladin. She gave me 4 of them, and what I did is I kind of, I gave them each a, an element. So this is going to be the fire one. And I really didn't get a whole lot done. I was so busy with everything kind of going on. But I did do a little tiny start. Which way does this go? So this is my little tiny start on Paladin. I'm stitching this on Crystal Ancient. It's a Lugana 28 count by Picture This Plus. And I'm using, excuse me, I think the thread is in here, maybe not. Yes. And I am using a, oh shoot, what fiber company was this? HDF Silks. This is Dragon's Breath. And that is what it looks like. And that is what I am using for this one. It is hand-dyed. I'm using 1 strand. And so far I'm really liking how it's turning out on this fabric. This one has some sparkle as well to it. Again, you can't really see. This one is way more subtle. I don't know why that other fabric is just like so gold. And this is like a clear sparkle. I don't know. It's what I was expecting the other one to be, not completely gold. Anyways, so I've made just a very tiny start on it. I think it's actually that one. Oh no, this one. I can't remember. I think it's this one. But it's going to be super tiny. And yeah, I can't wait to get back to this. Maybe this is something I could do outside. Anyways. So that is my little tiny start on that one. Like I said, I was hoping to get more done, but I just, you know, I was in a provincial park and it was just so beautiful, and there was water and everything else. And I just was trying to take it all in and just didn't have as much time to stitch as I kind of thought. So I did start that. The other new start that I have done, I guess I'll show you that as well. This is one of the purchases that I got from Clouds Factory. And this is We Are the Granddaughters. So there's 2 versions to it. There is the light version. It says, "We are the granddaughters of the witches you could not burn." Love this chart. And then there's a dark version. And I'm doing one of each. I'm actually doing this for a friend of mine. She's going through a bit of a hard time right now. So originally I started doing this one for her. And I was over at her house the other day and I thought, you know what? I don't know if this is actually going to go with your decor. I kind of said to myself. She's got a lot of kind of peacocks and themes and whatnot. Also, she's got a lot of like the teals and the blues and just the really turquoisey type colors in her house. And then I thought, you know what, she's not a stitcher, and not that this is a huge chart. I think it works out to be about like a 6x8, so it's not gigantic. I just don't know if that's something that she would hang in her house. I didn't know if she'd want it into a pillow or whatnot else. So I decided I'm going to do the light version for her, because she does have, if it's not the turquoise and stuff, it is a lighter feel to her house. So, but I'm also going to do it so it's tiny, tiny, tiny. I'm doing it on 32 count 1/1. So it's only going to be like a 2x3 when it's all done. Tiny. But I'll show you what I've done. So this is the dark version. So I got Granddaughters of the Witches done. This banner, I was so worried I was going to miscount it, so unfortunately I have to do it all over again. Oh well. So what I'm going to do is I was originally going to do this for myself, but I was going to change the purple to green, but I think I'm just going to keep it purple, and I'll keep this one for myself. Is what I think I'm going to do. But this is just a few days worth of work, so it's stitching up really quick. Really enjoying it. So that is that one, and then I kind of started last night. That's as far as I've gotten on the little version for her. So that's how big the fabric is. So this is the Tea and the Witch. And if you put them beside each other, that's going to be the size difference. So significantly smaller. And then I'm just going to get a little tiny white frame for her, and then she has a corner in her house where she has some other like witchy type things. I can't remember like what they say or whatnot else, but I'm hoping that with this being small enough, a little tiny frame, maybe she can just set it in there with her other witchy kind of collections. So, and I think that'll probably be more the tones that she will, that are kind of in that corner too. So, but I'm really liking this, and this is going to be 1/1. I'm going to have a little bit of a problem with the banner because there are half stitches in the banner, so I'm still not sure how I'm going to kind of work around them, but I'm sure I'll figure it out when I get there. So that is Granddaughters of the Witches. So I've started those two. I actually went through, before last camp, I was going through all my patterns, and there are so many that I want to start. All of them. But I'm trying really hard to stick to what I kind of have on the go. I started off the year doing really well with the full coverage fanatics. I've signed up for the 2,400 stitches a month. The one piece that I started using at the beginning of the year was my Red Riding Hood by Hade, artwork by Annie Rodrigue. I had done the whole middle chunk, so I had done her face, I had done that row, and I had done the page number 1, so it was all background. And what I've started doing is I just take one color and I go all the way across, and it was working out really well. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to do all the background first, and then I was going to do the moon, and then I was going to do the wolf. So this is where I've gotten to with this one. So I have pretty much done, if you can kind of see, there's the page 1 line. I've done from here all the way pretty much to there this year. And I was really hoping to get the top of this done this year, but I don't think that that's, well, maybe it will. I don't know. That might be way too, I don't know, way too much, but I'm really enjoying this. I love it. The more I work on it, the more I want to do on it, but that's where this one is. This one is actually really good. There's only, I think, about 40 some colors to it, so there's not a lot of confetti. There's confetti in the branches, but it's not extreme, so it's a lot of like block stitching, and it makes it really easy to count for this challenge too, so because I don't stitch in the blocks. I actually started down here and I can actually see the column lines, so where I tried my parking, not for me. So I'm hoping to pull this out again and put some more work into it. Like I say, it would be really nice to get the top of it done. I'm trying as well to kind of only focus on a couple full coverage pieces as well too. Just, I want to see this one done. And then when it's done, I'm going to pull out one of the other ones that I have started already and work on that one until it's getting close to done, or alternate it between two. That's kind of what I've done, is I've alternated this one with another full coverage and one of my chatelaines, and that's primarily what I try and work on, except for the few smaller projects that I have kind of picked up on the go. So that is my Haid Red Riding Hood. The other piece I have been working on is, I took it to camp. I'm supposed to be doing it as a stitch along with a friend of mine. She is way farther ahead than I am. And I actually started putting some work into it, and I did actually quite a bit the first month that I used it for the Full Coverage Fanatics Challenge. I did well over the 2,400 stitches, and I did really good. And then I just, last month, or not last month, 2 months ago, I haven't met the challenge. I just kind of lost my bug for about 2 months, but I did not do very good. So, but I still have a fair amount that I have gotten done. And this is Snails by Love Thy Thread. So this is what it will look like eventually. My friend started in the top, this top corner. She did the first page, and then she kind of worked her way down and along the bottom, and then she kind of worked her way up, and she's actually done the 2 snails here. I started mine in the center, so it's kind of nice that I can see what she's done that I haven't stitched yet, and she can see what I've done that she hasn't stitched yet, and it's kind of interesting. So I don't have a whole lot done on this one. It's all seems very dark. But this is the whole underside of the mushroom, pretty much. And then I've started working my way down. Hopefully you can see there we go. Yeah, you can see the different colors underneath the mushroom. Very dark when I just hold it straight up, so, but there are colors in there. So this is how far I've gotten with this one. I actually want to work down and then kind of do the whole lower part, and then I'll work up and do the parts that she's done. So there's actually quite a bit of confetti in this one. Yeah, there's a lot of, not black, it's I think 939. It's one of the main colors in this one. So it's a really dark navy blue. But I know there's another mushroom down here, and then there's like a red mushroom somewhere in there too, so hopefully that'll add a little bit of color as well too. So like I said, I'm looking forward to doing this. It's not very big, like that's the bottom, and I'll probably only go to about here, so it's going to be very tiny. I think I'm doing this one, I made the mistake of doing it 2/1 on 28 count, so it's pretty tight. But I have too much done, I'm not pulling it out now, so. But it's going to be relatively tiny. So that is my progress on snails. And I'm still trying to use it to catch up with the fall coverage fanatics. Life. So I guess the last piece I will show you that I've been working on is my butterfly lace chatelaine. I'm actually aiming to finish this for next camp, or at least finish it at camp. I have quite a bit, not quite a bit, I have a fair amount left to do on it, and I think camp is about a month away. We'll see if it happens, but I do definitely want this finished this year. I don't know if she's talked about it, but Kim, hi Kim, in Canada, and I are going to be starting a stitch along next year where we're both going to start a chatelaine. So she's going to do hers. I will not spoil anything for you, but she's going to start hers, and I'm kind of debating about which one I'm going to start. I think it's probably going to be the polar mandala if I can figure out fabric for it. That's going to be my start, but I want to finish this one first because I don't want 3 chatelaines on the go all at once. So this is the butterfly lace. Give me 1 second. I will undo it because I've done quite a bit. Last time you saw it, I hadn't started any of the border. So I've done pretty much the entire top of the design. So here is my butterfly lace. So pretty. And I have done all the way to the bottom, and I finished the other butterfly. So I have finished that up. I'm just doing the back stitch on the flowers. I am doing the beading as I go. So if you can see, I don't know if you can see how sparkly this is, but it is crazy. Super sparkly. So I pretty much, this border actually goes by pretty fast. There are a ton of beads in it though. And then I just have pretty much one other corner to do, but I still have one more butterfly, and they take some time. I have a large one, another one of these to do, and then one of the small ones. But I am so looking forward to it. It is coming along so nice. I was hoping to work on it like all this weekend, and hasn't quite happened, but that is my butterfly lace. Again, so pretty. And I love that butterfly there. So that is my butterfly lace. Hopefully I will get some progress done on it this week. So that's pretty much all I have been working on. For like 10 months, that doesn't seem like a lot, but that's what I've been up to. I do have some knitting to show if you guys are interested, and I was going to show you, maybe I'll run through my stash quickly. I really don't have a lot. Most of it is stuff that I got at the I'm going to call it the rummage sale at the camp. So it was all by donations. You donate however much you think that you should, and everybody brings their UFOs or whatever you want, like your patterns that you're done with, and it's kind of like a garage thrift sale, I guess. I will show you the knitting that I've done first. There's not a lot. Last video that I did, I was working on my Devil Snare socks. I'm still working on my Devil Snare socks. I did do a pair of socks for my mom for Christmas. She has them, so I can't show them. But this is the Devil Snare. If you are interested in seeing the socks I did my mom, they are on my Instagram. So I'm still working on the first sock on this one. I don't know why, I like the pattern, I'm not crazy about the yarn, but it's by Noro. I've had it break a few times, so I don't know how well it's going to be for socks, and it goes from very thick to very thin, so, but this is my Devil Snare socks so far. I have the heel done, I have the gusset done, and now I'm just knitting the actual foot part until it's the right length, and then I can do the toes. So, and then I guess I'll have to do the other one. But they're very stripy, and I wasn't really expecting the stripe to be that harsh on them too, which, I don't know, kind of, it's okay, I guess. Just kind of threw me off. But I do have some other interesting colors coming up. I have like a green, I don't know if you can see that, like a green and like that rusty color kind of showing up in the yarn, so we'll see. So I have done that. The other thing that I am working on is a shawl. This is by Amba on Ravelry. Amba O'Brien, I think is her name. This is the Zana scarf. I don't have the pattern for it, but this is how much I have done. So you start out doing a stripe. I don't know if you can kind of see. I'm doing a purple and a blue. That's my stripe. Let's see. It's too sunny out. Don't complain. I'll show you the right side. So that's my stripe. Super easy. This is like the easiest part. So you do that, and then you have this big lace part. Told you this is going to be a fly by the seat of your pants video. You can kind of see there's like a lace lacy pattern. And I decided to use that chartreusey green. And then you go back to stripes. So I have to do 91 stripes. I'm at 13. So this is going to be, the stripes are actually going to be longer than this green pattern. But it's kind of a asymmetrical scarf. So it'll look really nice when it's done. So yeah, 91 more stripes, and then you do, I think, 30 rows of the lace pattern. So it'll be about half of this, just to end it, and then you're done. But it's really nice. It's really light. It's really fine and lacy. And then, like I say, the shape is just really like it's just a different shape instead of the typical style shawl. So that is my new shawl. I'm really happy to be back to the stripes because it's something I can mindlessly just pick up, do like 2 rows, and then it's done. The other shawl that I did is I finished the Windrose shawl. I can't remember what yarns I used for this, but this is my Windrose shawl. So big. Like, it's quite large. Almost my wingspan. I'm about 5'3". So it's super comfy, super fluffy. And those are the colors I used. I got done with this green color. I had 1 ball of it. I've never done a picot bind off before. Holy crap, does that eat up your yarn like you would not believe? So this has the picot bind off. So where you make these little bobblies. I had 1 ball of that green. I got about, I had lots. I had so much left. I thought, oh yeah, I can bind off using this. I got about 1/3 of the way through and ran out. I had to go buy a 2nd ball just to finish my bind off. And because it was picot, I wasn't gonna undo it and bind off like regular. It was not gonna happen. So now I have pretty much a whole ball of yarn of the beautiful green color. But I love it. I'm super happy with it. This was a free pattern on Ravelry, and it was super easy to do, and just a lot of fun. And it's so, I love it. Not gonna say it, but I can't wait till I can wear this on a more regular basis. So I've done that. The other thing that I guess I will show you, you guys have probably seen it already, but I made my tank top that I'm wearing. So this is, it's got like little skulls, little hearts. It's just a regular tank top. I did not have a pattern. I just took one of my existing tank tops and took it apart and used that as my pattern to make this. It doesn't fit perfectly, but it was kind of my first attempt at actually making myself something to wear. And it hasn't fallen off yet, or fallen apart yet, so yay me. There are a few things I would definitely do differently, but I'm happy with it. It's, for not really knowing what I'm doing, kind of happy with it. So and that's all I've been doing. Oh, I did do a quilt as well too. It's inside. The cats are sleeping on it. This is the best picture that I have of it. this is actually before the binding went on, but it is a Halloween quilt. Again, super happy with it, and the way it turned out. The cats love it, so I never get to use it, but kind of contains some of the cat hair on the couch, so yeah, my first attempt at a quilt. Again, happy with it. It's not perfect, again, but I'm happy with it. I did, I don't have a picture of it, but the back, or maybe I do have a picture of it. The back is, I don't know if you've ever been to a fabric store and you see that it's like fluffy material. That's actually the back of it, that orange. And it's got like the little rosettes in it. That is what I used on the back. So it's super fluffy. The cats love it. I had a hard time getting them off of it so I could actually finish it. But they love it. The cats, especially Sawyer, he loves it. So anyways, so made the cats a blanket. And I guess I will fly through my stash that I got. Like I say, it's not a whole lot, but I will show you what I have. The two patterns that I have bought, the one that I wanted so bad and I couldn't get out of my head is this the tiramisu? Tiramisu by Glendon Place. I don't know what it is about this chart, but I love it. I absolutely love it. Might be the autumny colors. So this one I will be starting no time soon, but at least now I have it, and I can't wait. I will be doing it all in the silks, and you need quite a few skeins of them. And then the beads, which I didn't realize that there were beads in it, but you need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 skeins of silk, so this won't be a cheap pattern to kit up. And obviously you want to buy all your silks at the same time, so they have the same dye lot, so well, at least with the duplicate colors. So I'm looking forward to doing this. This one, like I said, I couldn't get it out of my head, and I don't know what it is about it, but I just love it. And then the other one that I got is Mystic Stitch. This has been actually discontinued. I didn't actually get it off of the Mystic Stitch website. I got it off of another seller. But this is a legit chart. Somebody was working on this, I can't remember her name, for the Full Coverage Fanatics, and I love it. It's by Anna Dittman, and this is ink, and it is just stitching up so amazing. Again, I don't know when I'm going to find the time to start another full coverage chart, but when I do, I have the chart now. And I did buy this one kind of as an impulse, but it was because it was retired, and I found a copy of it, and I didn't really hesitate. So so I got those. The rest of my stash is all from the sale. So this one, when we went to camp, Catherine has sometimes she will give a chart to every person. You don't get to pick which chart it is, but she does do her own designs, and this is the chart that she gave out to everybody. So this is Happy Summer Parrot. So she gave that one. I got this one. This is Stitches for All Seasons. I'm not sure off the top of my head why I picked this. This is a book, and it's got hardanger and some different, that's probably why I got it, is because of the hardanger and just some of the different stitches that you can do in it. I don't know if it was specifically one certain pattern that I was drawn to in it. This is the inside. It might have actually been this one. That one I kind of like. So those. There is a Christmas one. Then some other charts there. Yeah, so that was on the table for the rummage sale. So I picked that one up. I got this one here. You're going to see some of the pattern, but this is Told in a Garden. This is Family Treasure 3, but it's not opened, so I don't think that you're going to get the pattern off of that. But I find sometimes with these is that the picture doesn't do it justice, but I thought, you know what, this would probably be really gorgeous stitched up. Again, when I'm going to stitch it, I'm not really sure, but it's got little beehives in it. So I think that's what kind of drew me in. Got this one. This is by Garden Dreams. Garden Dreams, this is by Lessa Steel Designs. And again, it's just got it's a little sampler bell pulley type chart with some hardanger in it. So I actually do enjoy stuff like this. It's pretty little too, so I got this one by Just Man, and this one had been started already. This is Parlor Ribbons. Somebody had started it already, and I kind of get why they didn't carry on with it. Their fabric isn't what I would pick. It's very see-through. What they've done is actually really quite nice though, but I can definitely understand this might not have been the best fabric choice. I don't know if that's what it called for. Anyways. But yeah, it's not probably what I would choose to stitch this on. But it is quite nice, so. And the nice thing with this chart is it did come with all the stuff, so it's a bit of a mess inside, but it came with the water lilies in sandstone. So it came with that. It came with the DMC. So everything is kind of wound. The DMC, it's got the label on that. I don't know if you guys can see it. That is old school DMC. That is when I first started cross stitching. Does anybody else remember those? Those are like old. Those are from like the 80s. That is an old school label. I don't know if I'm the only one that does this. I do everything, all my DMC, side note, on, I bobbinate them. When I do that, I always cut out the label and I taped it on there. So when I'm kitting up a project, depending on how much of the floss I need will depend on whether I choose the old one or the new one. Because I have multiples of some colors. Some colors I have like 10 skeins of, and they're not black, like they are like legit colors, and I can see a difference between the labels. So depending on what the label looks like, and that's kind of the nice thing about me cutting them out, is I know if it's like an old dye lot or if it's a new dye lot, and I try and, like, even when the labels are the same, I try really hard to look as close as I can to them to make sure that, especially if it's for a Haid or if it's something that you need that exact color for, that you're not gonna see the difference on. I don't know if I'm the only one that does that, but that is an old school label. So anyways, that's what I do. But I'm probably just weird. So that is Parlor Ribbons, which I snafu'd up. There's another Just Nan. It's called A Summer's Day. I don't know why it's in a plastic bag. So this is a Just Nan. It looks like there's 4 of them. I actually think I have the winter one too in my stash now that I look at it. But there are the 4. I'm pretty sure I have the winter one. This is the winter one. I'd have to keep my eyes out for the other 2 in the series now. Anyways. So I got that one. That is a Just Nan. I got Morning Meadow. Again, this is by Just Nan. Should really start having one of these on the go at all times. They're just so fun. They're so fun, and I find they stitch up just so quickly, and they're just effective. They always look better than the pictures. But that one's kind of cute with the little rabbits and the grasshoppers. So that is another Just Nan. And I'm sorry, I kind of listened to, when I had to dump the first half of this video onto my computer, I kind of listened to a bit, and I'm sorry about the wind that's coming through. It's not as terrible as I thought it was going to be, but sorry, it is a little distracting. I can't control Mother Nature though, so. I got another Just Nan one. This is Freedom Flowers. I like this one. This one's really colorful compared to some of the other ones. And I love the 2 butterflies up at the top, so. This one I don't think has anything too overly specialty to it, so again, should go relatively fast. So I got that one, and I got one by the Drawn Thread. This one has been started. This is the Acorn Sampler. I have a thing for acorns and anything like that. This one was started as well. Came with a pack of needles, beads, floss, which I'll probably have to go through, and that was what they got done. So it did get started. So yeah, so that's what they've done. I don't know if I'll restart it or if I'll just carry on. I'll have to take a better look at it and just kind of go from there. But that one came with everything as well. And then the last one that I got is a Plum Street sampler. This is Bovinia. And how could I not have grabbed that one? Too cute. Like, come on, who doesn't love a little cow? So that is all the stash that I have gotten. I have gotten a whole bunch of yarn. I'm not going to drag all that out. That's kind of where most of my stash has been going. But I have to cut that out as well too, because I just, I have so much stuff. I have oodles and oodles and oodles, and again, I'm just really trying to use what I have. When I obviously start my tiramisu by Glendon Place, I will go out and I will buy the threads, but I don't want to buy them just to have them sit there. I want to buy them and start using them right away. I bought, I didn't buy, I have one pattern. It's Northern Expressions needlework pattern. It called for, what are they called? Valdani silks. Valdani silks have a tendency to become discontinued, so I bought all those. I had to hunt for some of them, and it was really hard to find some of them. I had to order from numerous places just to get the colors that I needed. There was one I actually couldn't even find anywhere, so I substituted something out for it. But that one, I do want to start. I want to start it so bad, but it is so big. And I really want to try and get either my chatelaine or a full coverage or something big done first before I bring another big piece into my rotation. I might actually bring it in exchange for finishing up butterfly lace, now that I think about it. So, yeah, there's just so much that I have already that I want to do, and again, I'm trying to use what I kind of have, and I'm trying not to just buy things just because. So it's been really hard, especially when you see everything that everybody else has. It's just like, oh, I want to do that, oh, I want to do that, oh, I want to do that, and the next thing you know, you have numerous packages coming. So trying to be good. So anyways, I guess that is it. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you're having a long weekend, and it's a nice long weekend, the same as I am. Thank you for being patient with me while I took some time off. It's been a busy year. It's been a really busy summer. I really want to have more time to do stuff like this, but I don't know when exactly the next time is going to be. Hopefully not 10 months from now. But thank you if you are a subscriber. Thank you for staying subscribed to me. If you are a new subscriber, thank you for joining me in my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the wind wasn't too distracting for you, but again, like I say, I can't really help that, and it's too nice to sit inside today, especially since we actually have sun and it's not storming out and whatnot else. So anyways, thank you again for joining me, and until the next time, happy stitching. Bye bye.